Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. Give everybody a few minutes to find the video, see it pop up live. I'm really excited about this project. It's so much fun. So as you're joining, if you would like to comment where you're from, if this is your first class or you're returning. Today we're making this. I'm going to show everybody how to make this adorable bunny. Isn't it so cute? So cute. So you'll need some simple art supplies for this project today. So here's what we're making. We're making the bunny. So for this, you are going to need... Oh, welcome, Kensley. I'm so glad you're here. For this project today, you're going to need a sheet of white paper, a pencil, an eraser, a black Sharpie or a black crayon. I like to use a Sharpie because you don't have to press as hard. But you can, if you don't have a Sharpie, you can always use a black crayon. The black crayon will work just as good. And then you're going to need some coloring utensils. Now, the coloring utensils that I'm going to be using washable markers. I use Crayon Super Tips. So these are the markers that I use. And then I'm going to do this really cool trick where I take these markers and a little bit of water and some Q-tips, and I turn this into like watercolor paint. So you can try this out today if you would like. It is really cool. I think that you guys will like this technique. Once you learn, and maybe you already know this technique, but once you learn this technique, I bet that you will do it again and again and again and again. Because it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Again, if you are just joining, welcome. I'm Rachel with RLB Art Studio, and today I am teaching everyone how to create, how to draw, and how to add color to this adorable bunny. This adorable bunny. Now, this bunny has lots of variations to it, which means it doesn't have to look exactly like this. You can add other things to it. You can change the colors. So I'm going to show you a bunch of different things that you can do to this bunny. So we're going to wait just a couple minutes, and then we're going to get started. It's perfect for this holiday weekend, right? It's Good Friday. Most everybody is off today. And then in just a couple days, it is Easter Sunday. But this isn't just an Easter bunny. This is a bunny that you could put on display all year round because bunnies are adorable. Growing up, I had a couple pet bunnies. Oh, they were so cute. We loved having bunnies. All right, who else is here? Good morning, Liz from Mill Creek. Thanks for joining in. Dylan and Tegan. Oh, I met Dylan and Tegan. Welcome, girls. Welcome, welcome. We had so much fun in the art studio creating the rainbow. That was very fun. While we're waiting a couple minutes, I want to share a couple classes that are coming up. Well, one class that's coming up at the studio. So April 10th, there is an in-person art class in the studio. It's on a Saturday, and spots are already filling up. When I have group classes, the spots fill up pretty fast. But this project, I am so excited about. Wait till you see the bees. So this is a class that I'll be teaching in the art studio. It's called the Spring Garden. And check out those bumblebees that you get to make. and they're actually sticking out from the canvas board. So this project is a mixture of painting and coloring and cutting. So I'll have all the butterflies and bumblebees for you to color in and cut out, and then you can attach them to your beautiful painted surface, to your beautiful painted garden. So this is coming up April 10th. So if you're interested, you can check out the website, and I put the link in the description, so you can check it out. And there'll be more classes coming too. But this is what's coming April 10th. I cannot wait. I love this project. I love these bumblebees. Look at those cool wings. They're see-through. And then you draw on them with Sharpie. Alrighty, so why don't I'm going to check the comments one more time. Oh, good. I'm so glad this is your second online class. Yay. They are so much fun. I've been teaching lots of virtual classes. Actually, I teach part-time for PA Cyber School. I teach art classes online for Cyber School, and then I teach a free class once a month here on Facebook. So our next free art class will be in May. All right, so here's what you need again for class. For this project, you're going to need a sheet of white paper and a pencil, an eraser, a black Sharpie marker, or if you don't have a black Sharpie marker, you can use a black crayon. So a black crayon or a Sharpie marker, and then you're going to need something to add some color. Now I'm going to be using these washable markers. These are Crayola's Super Tips. And I'm using washable markers because I'm going to show you guys how to turn these markers into a watercolor look. And to make it look like a watercolor look, you're going to need a little bit of water and a Q-tip. So we will be using those a little later. Okay? All right, well, I think it's time we get started. So how I do this, is I'm going to lower my screen. I'm going to lower it down so you can see everything that I'm doing in front of me. Now, get this, I do everything upside down. So it's easier for you as the viewers to create this project. Oh, welcome, Jocelyn and Matthew. I'm so glad this is your first time. I'm Rachel. I own RLB Art Studio. I am an art teacher and an artist, so welcome. And today we are creating the bunny. And don't mind me, I have a little bit of a sniffle because I have a little bit of a cold or allergies. I'm not really sure, but I don't feel horrible, but I have a little bit of a sniffle. So, all right, again, here's what we're making today. We are creating these adorable bunnies, and you only need some simple art supplies to do this. And the first thing that we need is a sheet of white paper and a pencil and an eraser. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the screen, and we're going to get started. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's my paper. The very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to start with pencil. And now, since this is your first time probably creating a bunny like this, what you'll want to do with your pencil is you want to draw lightly. You don't want to press super hard. You want to draw it very lightly, because if you make a mistake, you can erase easy. So press light till you get it right. The first thing we're going to create is the bunny's head. So if you look at the head right here, it's shaped kind of, one of my students told me the other day, I taught this project, and one of them said, Miss Rachel, it looks like a giant nose. So it does kind of look like a giant nose. So we're going to actually make the bunny's head first. So the first thing that I do is I come to the bottom of my paper, I scooch up a little bit to about like here, and I make a dot. So I make a dot right about there. So go ahead and do that. Make your dot. Okay. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a curved line. So we're going to make the bottom we're going to make the bottom part of the head. So this part right here. So a couple curved lines. We're going to start at the dot, and we're going to make a curved line here. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side and try to get them to be even. I know it's hard trying to get everything even, but just, do your best. Sketch it out. Draw lightly. So there we go. That's what we have. Hi, Brielle. Welcome, welcome. And Brielle, congratulations on your new sister. I believe it's a new sister, right? Okay, now from here what we're going to do is we're going to jump up. We're going to jump up a little bit to about here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create the top of the head. So you're going to make a curved line, a sad face. It looks like a sad face. So you're going to make a sad face line, or like you're making a rainbow. We call this a curved line. Now this doesn't look anything like a bunny yet, does it? Not at all. Looks very strange. Okay. After you have the top of the head, we have a little bit of a problem. Look at, we have a big gap from here to here and here to here. So we need to fill that in. So what we're going to do is you start here, start down here, and you come in a little bit like you're making, like this kind of looks like a circle right here, like you're making a full circle, but you're not. And you're going to turn your line so it goes up to the top of the head. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. So bring it around the best that you can. Bring it around. And then connect it. There we go. So there is the head. This does not look like a bunny yet, does it? Okay, next what we want to do is we're going to create the bottom portion of the bunny. So this part right here. We're going to create the body of the bunny. So to do this, we start here, and you're going to draw a line from, his cheek all the way down to the bottom of the paper. And I like to make a little bit of a curved line. One, and then another one on the other side, like this, and two. Right, so there's the bottom of the body, right there. Now the next thing, after we're done with this, we're going to jump up to the top. We're going to go up towards the top of the paper. And we're going to create, hi Nora, thank you, you too. So we're going to jump up to the top, towards the top of the paper, and we're going to create the bunny's ears. Now sometimes the ears can be a little tricky. So here's an easy way to make ears, to make petals, and also to make leaves. So I'm going to go from the top of the head, and I'm going to draw a slanted line from the top of the head towards the corner of my paper. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make sure that this line is nice and light because I'm going to erase it later. So there's one line for my ear, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. Looks like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this line to help me draw the outside edge of the ears. So I start at the head right here. I make a curved line that goes around this straight line until I get to the top. And then I come over here to the other side and I do the same thing. Until I get to the top. Now at the top, what I like to do up here is I like to make a little curved line right there. See? So that's one ear. So let's jump over and do the other one. Make a curved line. I start at the head. And now I need to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. And there are my ears. It's starting to look like a bunny now, huh? Before, it did not look anything like a bunny. We were like, what are we making? This looks very bizarre. Okay, so now what you want to do is, you see this line that we created? You're going to erase that. But I want to show you something before you erase it. You can use this same technique of drawing this line and drawing curved lines around it for leaves, for petals, for ears. So you can use this technique. I actually use this a lot. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to take my eraser because I don't need that line anymore. And I'm going to erase that middle line. I don't need that anymore. I can get rid of it. It was just there to help me. And I can erase this one too. Okay. Alrighty. Now what we want to do is bunnies. We want to give them the center of their ears, right? So what we do is we draw a smaller one of these shapes inside. So when we give it color, we can make this a different color. Okay, so there's that. Now this is starting to look like a bunny, isn't it? Definitely looking like a bunny. Oh, thank you, Renee. You too. Thank you, thank you. I have to tell you guys about my Easter plans. My nephew, he's turning 1 on Easter. He's going to be 1. He is so cute. So tomorrow we're having, my sister is having a birthday party for him. So tomorrow is his birthday party, and then Sunday is Easter. So I have a very busy weekend, but I am so excited. It's going to be so much fun. All right, let's move on to the bunny's face, because we need to give this bunny some personality, right? The first thing we want to do on the face is going to be the nose, because everything we do with the nose is going to help us draw the rest of him. So the nose is shaped like a triangle, right? It's very triangular. So where this point is that we first made, jump up a little bit from the point, and you're going to draw an upside down triangle. Now when I do this, I try to make it so the points of the triangle are more rounded rather than pointy. I think it makes the bunny's nose look a little cuter. So there's the nose. And then you see this dot right here, from dot to the end of the nose, you're going to draw a line. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Jamie. Same to you as well. Okay, so we want to make the section of the bunny that where the whiskers are. So what we're going to do is you start at the corner, one of the corners of the triangle, and you're going to draw a curved line. Draw your curved line. It's like you're making a partial circle, and you go all the way down to the bottom of the bunny's head, like this. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side. Try to get it even if you can. And what I mean by even is whatever you draw over here, try to make it the same on this side so it's symmetrical. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, so cute, right? Now this bunny needs one more thing on its face, and that is the eyes. Now, when I make the eyes on this bunny, I put the eyes off to the side of the head. Some people might want to put them in the middle, but I put them off to the side. I think it makes more sense when you look at it. So here's how I make my eyes. I use an oval. Now, what I do to find out where to put my eyes is I go to the ears and I come down just a little bit. So right about here. And when I make my eyes, I make them an oval. They're more oval than they are a circle. So there's one. And now I try to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so now look at what happened. One of my eyes is definitely bigger than the other one, and that's okay. I'll just fix it. I'll make this one a little bigger. This is why you want to draw with pencil, so you can change it. You can change it, you can make it more, the way you want to. There we go. Now we have to he looks a little creepy right now, huh? He looks a little spooky. So we want to make him look friendly. So we're going to give him pupils, the black part of the eye. So inside of these ovals, you're going to make a smaller oval. And then another one on this side. When you guys are done with your bunnies, I would love to see them. So you can always have, mom or dad or whoever you're with, take a picture and post it. It's so fun to see how your bunnies turn out. I love seeing your art. It makes me so happy. It's probably like the best part of my day. Seeing all of your amazing art, and also, you know what else is the best part of my day is snuggling on my pets, my cats and my dogs. I love them. They're so cute. All right, now we have some choices here. I'm going to show you 3 extra things that you can add to your bunny if you'd like. So first of all, bunnies have big front teeth, right? Okay, big front teeth. So to make the big front teeth, what you do is where that dot was, that very first dot that we made, you're going to draw a line down like this. Draw a line down. And then you're going to draw a line over and then back up. There's one giant front tooth. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Here we go. How cute. How he's got some big front teeth. And the next thing I want to show you is how to give your bunny a bow tie. You don't have to give him a bow tie, but if you wanted to, I'll show you how to do it. So underneath the teeth, you're going to draw a partial circle. I'm going to draw a partial circle. So you're going to start at the cheeks and draw part of a circle, not a full circle, just part of one. Here we go. And then from here, after you have part of your circle, then you're going to draw a slanted line. And then another slanted line on this side. Like that. And then you're going to draw a slightly curved line up to his cheeks on both sides. And there's the bow tie. If you wanted this to look more like a ribbon, all you would do is go like this. Draw a line, and then you would draw a shape like that, or a line like that. And then you would do the same thing on the other side. Draw a line, and then you're going to draw a V. So now he looks like he's got a ribbon. So you can make a bow tie or a ribbon. Oh, he is adorable. Or she. Whatever you want this to be. It's up to you. All right, I have one more thing to show you how to draw, and that is the carrots. Bunnies love carrots. I remember growing up, it was so much fun to feed our bunnies carrots. I loved watching them chomp the carrots. It was like the cutest thing ever. All right, so to make the carrots, they're not hard. You're just going to use some simple shapes and lines. If you can draw your simple shapes and lines, gosh, you can draw anything. So I'm going to draw over here, I'm going to draw a triangle, an upside down triangle. And again, you don't have to draw these. This is completely up to you. At the top of my triangle, I'm going to draw a slightly curved line, just a slightly curved line, like this. Slightly curved line. And then I want to give my carrot a top. Now to give my carrot a top, I go slanted line and slanted line. Now I'm sure that everybody here knows what a zigzag line is, right? Like what a lightning looks like. You know, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Well, we're going to use a zigzag line for the carrot. So we're going to start here. We're going to go down and up, down and up, down and up. And guess what? There's your carrot. There is the carrot. Bunnies love carrots. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another one of these over here on this side. But this time I'm going to try to make it a little bit different, maybe a little smaller or a little bigger. Again, we need a triangle, part of a triangle. It actually looks like a giant V, the letter V. And then at the top here, instead of going straight across, I try to make a little bit of a curved line. Like that. So there's my other carrot. Now this carrot needs a top, right? You do a slanted line and another slanted line. And then a zigzag line. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. There we go. That is as far as I'm going to show you the drawing. So the next step for this project is the outlining. Now, some of you might not know what outlining is. Outlining is when you go over all of your pencil lines that you like with another drawing utensil. So I'm going to outline all the lines that I like with a Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, you could use a black crayon. Okay, so I'm going to start sharpieing. Now a trick with the Sharpies is you want to go nice and slow with the Sharpie. If you go too fast, two things happen. Number one, the Sharpie doesn't work very good. It just doesn't, it's not, the lines are not as good. Number two, what happens if you go too fast is your lines are all wiggly. And then you don't stay along the pencil lines that you've already created. So you want to go slow and take your time. Don't go fast. Art is not a race. I remember when I taught art at Wattsburg. I was the art teacher at Wattsburg, and I would have to tell the kids, you know, they would be like, Miss Rachel, I'm done. I'm already done. I'm the first one done. And I would say to them, guys, it's not a race. You don't want to be the first one done. That's not what, this is not gym class. You know, art takes time. You want to go slow, make it your best. Being the first one done with art, that's not like a good thing like it is in gym. So go slow, take your time, make it your best. Sometimes when I make art, gosh, it takes me forever to finish something. I did a painting not too long ago, and you know how long it took me to finish it? It took me 80 hours. 80 hours. That's a long time. But it turned out so good. Oh my gosh. It's one of my favorite paintings. I love it. So nice and slow. Go ahead and do your eyes. Now when you get to the eyes, the pupil, you can color that in. You can color the pupil in. I love these bunnies. In fact, every year I put these in picture frames and hang them. And they make the cutest decorations. Oh my gosh. Cutest. How's everybody doing? Are we doing good? Okay, so there's the bunny. He's all outlined. Now I'm going to outline my carrots. There's one, and then here's the other one. Okay, there we go. I am all outlined. Put my cap on my marker. Make sure you hear it snap. Well, this one doesn't really snap. Some of them snap. But make sure that cap is on that marker really good. You don't want it to dry out. All right, then the next step, once you are all done outlining, you want to take your eraser. Here's my eraser. And I see some pencil lines still. So let me bring this a little closer so you can see. See how I have some pencil lines in here? Well, I'm going to get rid of those pencil lines. So I need to use my eraser. Now when you erase, you want to hold onto your paper and you want to go slow. Sometimes if you go too fast, you crinkle the paper and you rip it and then you're not happy. So go slow when you erase. Erase little pieces at a time. Don't try to do a huge amount. It doesn't work that. It does not work very good. So little bits at a time. Erase, erase, erase. I taught this class this week to some school, to a school, and from my hometown, and I asked the kids when we were done, I said, how many of you are going to draw this again? And almost every single one of their hands went up. So I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of bunny drawings going on. But that's amazing because these are so cute and you can make them different each time. All right, so here's my erase. I have all kinds of eraser leftover pieces, so I'm going to get rid of those, wipe those away. Don't wipe them away. Tap your paper a little bit. And then what you can do is you're going to start adding color. Now I want to show you this super cool trick with taking washable markers and some Q-tips and a little bit of water and turning it into a watercolor effect. So I'm going to grab my water and I'm going to grab a Q-tip and I will be right back. So you guys go ahead and finish outlining and erasing. And also, pick out the colors that you want to use. So I'm going to use gray. Whoops. I'm going to use gray for my bunny. So I've got some grays. Your bunny can be any color you want it to be. Gray, brown, pink, purple, blue, whatever. It's your project. You decide. And then I'm going to use pink, a couple pinks here. One for the nose, one for inside of the ears. Got my pinks. And then I need an orange and a green for the carrots and the ribbon. So these are the colors that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to leave those right there. And I will be right back. Got myself some Q-tips. All right. So here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to take my markers here. Leo just decided to join me. Oh, there he is. Hello, kitty. I'm going to take my markers and I'm going to start on my bunny first. So, oh, that's awesome, Brielle. I bet you are loving being a big sister. I know I did. I was a big sister too. When I was 8, my sister was born. I was all excited. And then, you know, she cried a lot. And then I was like, yeah, I don't know about her. But I love her. She's one of my best friends now. All right, so I'm going to take my gray and watch how I'm going to, actually, no, I'm not going to go with gray. I'm going to go with pink first. So I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to add color to the inside of the ear. Now, when I do this, I want to show you guys something. I'm not going to color it in all the way. I don't have to. Normally, when we color in, I'm like, get rid of all the ghosties, no ghosties. The ghosties are the white spots, but not today. So I'm going to color it in and see how I have some white areas left. That's fine. Because we're gonna use our cool our trick, our water trick to blend that all out. So I'm gonna color the inside of this. But I'm not coloring it in all the way. Leo, excuse you. Leo wants to be part of class too. All right, so there. Move your tail, buddy. There's the inside of the ears. I didn't color them in all the way. Now I'm going to go down to the nose, and I'm going to color the nose in. I'm not coloring it in all the way. I don't have to. Just add a little bit of color. See? A little bit of color. Same with the ears. All right. Next, it's time to add color to the bunny. So I'm going to take my gray that I want to use. I'm going to go around the ears, and I'm just making lines of color. I'm not coloring it in all the way. Just adding some lines of color. I'm not coloring it in all the way. I love this technique because you don't have to use so much of the marker, and it doesn't take as long. So I'm just adding some lines of color. I'm not filling it in all the way. I have lots of white spots, lots of white areas, lots of ghosties, and that's fine. See, it kind of looks like hair. I'm going to do the same thing on the face here. Okay. Now I'm not covering it all up, am I? There's lots of white areas that are still showing. And that's fine because I'm going to turn this marker into water paint. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing on his body. Going around the ribbon the best that I can. So glad that all of you joined me this morning for art class. I love making art. I have a painting I'm going to work on today. Somebody hired me to create an underwater scene for their bedroom. So I have to create an underwater painting. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so there's my bunny, and now I can come over and do the bow tie or the ribbon. I think I'm just going to do this pink. Same color as the nose. And again, I'm not coloring it in all the way. There we go. And the last thing I have left to color is the carrots. Where are the carrots? Carrots, some color here. There we go. And then over here. And then I want to give the tops some color. Now, if you guys are looking for more art classes, there's a whole bunch of them on the website. You can look for more art classes, online art classes. Okay, so that is all mine all colored in. Now, I didn't color it in all the way. Look at, there's lots of white areas, right? Lots of white spaces, lots of ghosties. So what we're going to do before we do anything else, I forgot a step. I forgot something. So my Sharpie, you know what I'm going to do is I need to make little dots where the whiskers come out. Can't believe I forgot that. Little dots where the whiskers come out. And then you can add the whiskers. 1, 2, 3. I usually do 3 on each side. Here we go. And now if you want to, you could also add some eyelashes. There's some eyelashes. All right, now it is time. It is time to turn this into water paint. This is so much fun. So, you've got your water cup, right? Your water cup. And then you've got your Q-tips. You got your Q-tips in your water cup. So, here's what we're going to do. You take your Q-tip, you dip it in the water, get it wet, nice and wet, and then you come over and wherever you want to blend this out, you're going to go over it with the Q-tip. So I'm going to do the inside of the ears first. Now, it takes a minute because the marker has to get wet, but what ends up happening is by adding water to the marker, you're melting the marker. You're melting the marker a little bit and it ends up looking like watercolor paint and it fills in all of the white areas. So there's the inside of the ear. So I'm going to come over and do the other inside of the ear. Now something that you want to try not to do is you want to try not to press, you don't want to press super hard. You don't want to press super hard. If you press super hard, the paper will start to like wrinkle and peel away. So you want to go lightly, but you do want to make sure that it's nice and wet. All right, so there's the inside of the ears. And they'll continue to change. They'll continue to change as the water works its way. Now, since I already have pink on my Q-tip, I'm going to come down and do the nose. Do my nose. There we go. There's the nose. And then, since I already have pink on here, I'm going to go ahead and do anything else that is pink. So I'm going to go ahead and do the ribbon that the bunny has got on. Sometimes it takes a minute for the marker to start to melt. So sometimes you got to give it a minute. Or maybe you need a little bit more water. This is a very fun technique. You can do that. You could use watercolor paint to do all of this. But if you don't have watercolor paint, you can make it look watercolor paint like with Q-tips and water. You just need washable markers. There you go. Let's see, the next thing I want to do is it's time to do the bunny. So I'm going to flip my Q-tip over, use the other side, and I'm going to start on the face here. Start here. Get it really wet. Get it wet and then kind of move it around. Go, move it around. I wonder if some of you have done this before. I know that when I shared this week with some students, they had never done this before. They were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I think it's super cool. The other thing that I like about this is that when it dries, you can add more detail over top of the marker. When it's all dry, you can do other things. Right, so there's that. So I'm going to go around. I'm just using plain white drawing paper. I probably wouldn't, you know, a lot of times the only white paper we have is computer paper. Computer paper might not be the best paper because it's not very thick. So like regular like drawing paper or white construction paper, that's a little thicker, so that works a little better. I mean, if you have watercolor paper, that would be the ultimate. Okay. Now, I want you guys to look at something. Look at the inside of the ears. They've changed a little bit, huh? They melted a little bit more. So as you leave an area when you're done with it and you work on something else, you'll notice that it continues to melt a little bit. I want to come down here and do this. And also, everyone, the reason why we used a Sharpie or a black crayon is because we don't want those lines to melt, right? And Sharpies are permanent, so water won't do anything to them. And crayon has wax in it, and wax and water don't mix, so the crayon won't melt either. So that's why we used either Sharpie or crayon. You know, part of art is kind of like you're a scientist because you have to know the reactions between the art supplies. Like what's going to happen? Like when you put this and this together, what will happen? All right, so there's that. Let me hold this up so you can see. So everything's starting to melt and do its thing. So while the bunny is, I'm all done with the bunny. So now I'm going to move on to the carrots. Move on to the carrots. Now you might need a fresh Q-tip. I think I'm going to get a fresh one for the carrots. There's that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And then the green part of the carrot, I want to do that too. All right. And there we go. There we go. Now I have one more thing to show you. And this is optional. So I'm going to go back to some of my markers. I'm going to pick a few colors. I'm going to go with these ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make designs around my bunny. So I'm going to make it looks kind of like I'm making snowflakes around him. So I'm making these little snowflakes all around the bunny. It's like it's confetti. Okay, so there was orange. Now I have green. And more green. Green here, green here. And I'm going to put one down here. And then my last color I want to use is going to be pink. Now you don't have to do these little snowflake designs. You could just do little dots if you wanted to. Or you don't have to do anything at all. Remember, this is your project. You get to make it how you want to. That's what's so fun about art, is we all interpret it differently. Okay, so that's my design around my bunny. Now what I want to do here is I want to make them look like they're glowing. So I'm going to take my Q-tip and I am going to rub over each one of them a little bit. Just a little bit. It makes them look like they're glowing because it melts the marker a little bit. And then I can move on to my next color, which is going to be orange. The orange you can see really well. It melts really well. Some colors melt better than others. So there's the orange. And now I'm going to go to pink, my pink. There's my pink. And there we go. Now something else you can do, I want to show you one more thing, and that's it, is your Q-tips have all this color on here, right? So that's full of orange. So what I could do if I wanted to, I could take that and I could paint, like make little designs with that because it's got color on it. So I could do some other designs because it's loaded with color. See? Look at those little orange lines, squiggly lines that I made. And I could try the green too. The green doesn't have as much color on it, but let's see. Yeah, you don't really see the green much, but you don't really see the green a whole lot. But the orange you do. Again, once it's all dry, let's look at this one. Once it's all dry, this one's all dry. What you can do is you can go back and you can add some detail work onto it. Really jazz it up. You know, I'm going to go in here with the carrot. I could come in here and make some cool lines. I could, with my bunny here, I could give him a design right here if I wanted to. And you don't want to do this until, until it's dry. Because if you try to use it, if you try to do this while everything is wet, the marker will just bleed. That's what it's called when the marker melts. It's called bleeding. The marker is bleeding. All right, so you can go back in and add lots of details once it is dry. All right. Well, that is the end of the class. So here is what we created today. We created these adorable bunnies using just some simple art supplies. We used pencil and markers and a little bit of water and Q-tips. And that is the end of class. I hope that all of you enjoyed creating this adorable bunny. And the next free art class will be at the beginning of May. So be sure to follow RLB Art Studio on Facebook so you can see all the classes that are coming. And Leo is also excited that you came to class. And if you live close to Erie, sorry about my cat. If you live close to Erie and you're looking for a really fun in-person art class, check out the website. There is a list of classes. This is the next in-person class that is being offered. It's on a Saturday, April 10th, and this is called the Spring Garden. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter. And here in Erie, the sun is shining today, so no more snow. Yay! Thanks again, everybody. Oh, please share your pictures. I'd love to see your bunnies. I'm sure they turned out amazing. All right. Have a great weekend.